children. And in the 30s and 40s, they were living in West End, around Bahamas. He was the wireless operator for that settlement. And I understand a very prominent person. In fact, Mom says they were the only people in West End that had a radio, so that distinguished them from everybody else. But it was in 1946 that Leonard and Joanna Bethel, on learning that the Anglican Diocese was opening a high school in Nassau, they made the decision to uproot their family from West End and move them to the capital. And Lady Fawkes was among the first students to enroll in St. John's College, and bestowed on her was the honor of becoming the first head girl of that institution. I think there's one other picture. Going back. And this photograph, these are some of Mom's classmates. Here they are in front of Christ Church Cathedral celebrating the 60th anniversary of their graduation from St. John's College. So we have trying to recognize some of these people. Miss Valerie Barnett. Mom, do you know some of these people? Carolyn Bartlett, Juanita Butler, and a few others. Okay, Betty Johnson. All right. Now, Randol was quite a formal person, and my grandfather Bethel, was a very, very strict man. He had 6 daughters, so you know he couldn't trifle. And no man could come to his house unless they first wrote a letter. Then you had to write a letter before you could even visit. But anyway, we have the letter that Dad wrote when he sought Mom's hand in marriage. And so this is only a part of the letter, a matter of the 3 pages. But I thought I would spare you. Okay. So on June 3rd, 1951, Jacqueline, Bethel, and Randol Fawkes were joined in marriage at St. Agnes Church in the Southern District. And here we have them walking down the aisle at the end of the wedding ceremony. And the wedding reception was held at the home of Lady Fawkes' parents on the Fort Hill. And to the right of Lady Fawkes is her sister, now Dr. Susan Wallace, well-known educator and poet. And many of you might know the poem about Claudia's Funeral. Well, that was written by Mom's sister, Dr. Wallace. And Claudia was really Claudius Wilschcombe, their grandfather. Some of you may not realize that. Okay? And so forth. Here we have a picture of Mom and Dad enjoying their honeymoon in New York City. Now, to that marriage union were born 4 children. There you have Francis, Rosalie, yours truly. One of the few pictures that was not marked up with crayons. Douglas, and the last child, David. And this picture was taken in 1958, and as I said to you before, we lived at that time through McPherson Street. Okay. Now, across from the stay on that photograph. Yes. Now, across from the Penny Savings Bank was the Southern Recreation Grounds, and that was a place where we frequented. We went to play on the swings. Every day, all of the children in my family have a love for reading, and every day we went to the library and borrowed books, read them, and that was a favorite pastime of the family. And our place of worship was also nearby, St. Agnes Church. In 1966, that's 44 years ago, the Fawkes family moved from McPherson Street to our new family home located on John F. Kennedy Drive mother still resides there. And it was at this time that Lady Fawkes' talent as an architect, landscaper, interior decorator blossomed. Mom to this day still enjoys the plants and flowers, and she literally created a Garden of Eden. And Sir Randol's years of sacrifice and crusading were really made possible by the anchoring support that was given to him by my mother and other members of the family. Okay, there's Mom in her garden with the granddaughters. Next, another scene from the garden. You keep going. And Mom is not one given to going to nursery. She actually gets her clippings and she pots them, and every day something is going on in that garden. Thank you. Yes. All right, yes. Okay, that's fine. We can leave it there. Now, you know, I have no recollection of Dad talking to us about politics at all, or trying to explain to us children what was going on in the community. His passion in the home was music. And when we moved to John F. Kennedy Drive, before we even had furniture in the house and carpet on the floors, he went to Miami, and he came back and he said, "I have purchased for you children a Steinway baby grand piano." And there you have a photograph of this Steinway. We still have it. And it seemed to be of supreme importance to both parents that we all learn to play a musical instrument. My brother Francis, he relished it, and he was one who could practice for hours on end. I guess there was a different story. You know, music is quite a discipline, and in order to progress, you have to practice daily. And I soon grew to resent that discipline. And I could remember summer holidays when I would be asleep upstairs and I would hear my name being called, and I knew it wasn't come clean the dishes or anything, it was come and practice. And I would come down the steps crying my little eyes out, you know. But he seemed to want us to be concert pianists. And both Dad and Mom worked very hard at our musical training, taking us back and forth to the late E. Clement Bethel for piano lessons, and just insisting that we practice regularly. I remember my mom saying, "Now you quit ballet, and you quit Brownies, but you're not going to quit the piano." But I did have some good times. We always ended the National Arts Festival. And either I would come first or Francis would come first, but nobody could ever beat us. And so those were always very enjoyable times. We never lost a competition. That's the living room as it looks today.